Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel, and thanks for taking a little time to watch the video. Always appreciated. And today I'm going to have a little bit of a talk about boat thieves, tackle thieves, my experiences with them, and some things you can do to maybe put yourself in a position not to get ripped off by them. Just real quick before we get started here, just wanted to shoot out a weekly reminder about our Fish the Moment lake map breakdowns that we're doing. We got Matt Steffen on board now building map breakdowns. So myself, Matt, and Johnny are all putting out these winter lake map breakdowns, all 4 seasons actually. You can check them out by going to fishthemoment.com, and lots of really good information there, so that'd be much appreciated if you guys visit the site there. Talk a little bit about the boat thieves here and tackle thieves. And man, if there's nothing worse than I hate is a thief. I cannot stand thieves, and there's a bunch of thieving bastards out there, guys. A lot of them are meth heads, and they target bass boats and tackle and that type of stuff. And I'm gonna sort of share with you a little bit my experiences about it. I've been pretty fortunate. I've only had 2 incidents where I've been broken into, and ever since I really figured out what caused those 2 break-ins, I haven't had any more break-ins. But the 2 break-ins that I had, one was at Sam Rayburn Lake in Texas about 30 years ago. I was staying with a group of guys in some little cabins by the lake, and we all got our boats broken into, and they took all of our batteries, which was really weird. They didn't take anything else but the batteries in our boat. And the other one I had, I was going to a tournament at the Cayuga, up at the St. Lawrence River, and I'd stopped outside of Syracuse, New York, and I parked my boat out in the back part of the parking lot of like a Motel 8 or something like that back then. This has been 25, 30 years ago, a long time ago. And I walked out to the boat the next morning, and my tarp was laying on the ground, and all my lids were open as I was walking out there. And you talk about a sick feeling. You guys know what that's like. And I get out there, and there's nothing missing out of my boat. Every one of the lids is open. My tackle's in there. My rods are in there. The only thing that had happened is my wires to my electronics had been cut. Electronics are still on the boat. The prop was laying on the ground. They'd taken the prop off, and I had a black duffel bag missing. So obviously what happened, there must have been a couple guys working on it. They must have got scared away because they left everything there. So I got real lucky, other than the fact of having cut electronic cords, which was having no electronics for the tournament. So that's what happened there. I've heard a lot worse situations. There was a tournament I was at Lake of the Ozarks, and there was a bunch of guys about 20 years ago. A bunch of guys they were docking their boats at this like resort dock, like 10 or 15 boats. And this group of thieves came in there, and they unhooked all the boats from the docks, and they trolled them out to the middle of the lake, and they took axes, and they literally hacked their way into the storage compartments. They could have just taken a crowbar and got in just as easy. Took an axed their way in, stole everything out of there, took axes and cut the trolling motors out of the front of the boats with axes, destroyed all their boats, that type of stuff. So there's some worthless people out there, guys that you just want to take a Zara spook and hook it through their nose and drag them behind the boat, and then tie a lead weight to them and let them sink to the bottom. I can't stand thieves. I wish they'd catch them and they just turn them loose at a bass tournament weigh-in and let us take care of them. So anyway, the thing about that, guys, is you have to be prepared for this. You have to put yourself in the position of a thief about what they're looking for. If you're going to a tournament or going fishing, that type of stuff, first thing you need to remember is never park your boat in a dimly lit area. You got to park in a well-lit area, and never park yourself in the back part of a parking lot in a hotel or restaurant or whatever, especially if you have any type of like woods behind it, place that they can make a quick getaway to. So be aware of where you park your rig. If you're aware of where you park your rig, you're going to eliminate 90% of the problems right there. I can promise you park your rig in an open area where people can see it, and it's a well-lit area, you're probably not going to have any problems. The second thing you want to do, guys, don't worry about locking your compartments or putting a rod locker on there. All they have to do is take a crowbar. They can pop those things open in 2 seconds. It doesn't Locking your storage compartments is not going to help anything as far as, people getting stuff out of your boat. The biggest thing you can do is put your tarp on. Keep your boat tarped at all times. I never understood these guys that go to tournaments and don't tarp their boats, because prying eyes, the biggest thing about it, if you have a tarp on there, it keeps the prying eyes out. They can't see the electronics you got. They can't see what the boat looks like inside. So they're taking a huge gamble as far as getting into that thing, as far as taking the tarp off, taking the time to take the tarp off to actually see what's in there. They don't know if there's a boat alarm on it or anything like that. Boat alarms is another good thing. If you guys can invest in that, that's always good. But a boat tarp will help you out more than locking your compartments on there. Another thing you want to do is take photographs of everything you have in your boat and have an itemized list, because if you do get ripped off, then you'll have all that proof. It makes it a whole lot easier as far as your insurance. I've had some tackle and stuff stolen out of my home before, but I've never had any actually taken out of my boat like that. So a lot of it is just common sense, and putting yourself in the position where you don't give them an opportunity to break in your stuff, because it can happen anywhere, guys. I'm telling you, I've known guys that have had their entire rigs stolen while they were in a restaurant before. You never know when somebody is casing an area. There's a lot of thieves when there's tournaments that comes into town. A lot of these thieves will gravitate towards these towns because they're easy targets. So you got to always be on the lookout. I don't care if you're in a gas station, a restaurant, a hotel parking lot, a launch ramp, anything like that. Always be aware of the fact that people could be out there looking, to get into your stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Quick tips. Like I said, I can't stand thieves. The thieves to me are at the bottom of the heap of life forms on this planet, and I don't have any compassion for them whatsoever. I mean, like I said, because most people out there that are thieves or drug addicts, that's why they're doing it, to get into that. So anyway, I hope that helps you guys, maybe keep from getting some stuff stolen. It's really worked for me. I haven't had any problems in 30 years of fishing other than those 2 incidents. Just use some common sense, park in will-let areas, and that'll solve a lot of those problems. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to y'all later.